All right, good day, yogis. This is Stephen Chen coming to you live from Simha Yoga Lab in Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment. My handle is Simha Yoga Lab. 4-digit ID code, if you're prompted for verification, is 8096. Costs are $10. If you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. I'm streaming on Instagram and on Facebook, and the videos are then uploaded to my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab. Please visit any of those platforms for practice 24/7, full access. If you're thinking about coming to in-studio classes, please visit again my website. There's a section of instructions for registering for class. You do need to download a waiver and then to e-sign the waiver to reattach to the email you're going to send to me for pre-registration. Make sure you do that. Very important to do that for liability as well as for contact tracing. Class today is open flow. It is a level 1, level 2. If you're working with injuries, special conditions, please make sure that you check in. Skip poses not appropriate for your condition today, or modify as you need. For those of you who have tight hips, you might want to elevate and sit up on a block. Palms face up, and fingers come to Jnana Mudra from an index fingers touching. Three arms together, inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer in front of the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something, or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart, chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vushta, Sarva Vushta, Gato Piva, Yaha Smari, Pundrikaksham, Sabahya, Bihyendraha, Suchihi. Starting to open the eyes and let the palms face up, fingers come back to Jnana Mudra. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side. Chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center, drop the right hand, left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to the right side. Chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center, drop the left hand, chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction, ear to one side, roll it back, opposite side, roll it center. A few rounds in that same direction. Chin back to center and pause. And then taking the opposite direction. And come back to center again. Lift the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine. Extend the legs forward, separating the feet. Hands supporting to either side, turning your toes toward each other, and then roll out, draw in, roll out, draw in. Outer rotation, circling. Take it back to center, switch them around, inner rotations. Come back to center again, cross your shins, opposite shin on top. Raise the arms up high, extend, twist to the right. Come back to center on the inhale, exhale, other side. Inhale back to center, exhale side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Take back up, other side. Center again, legs forward, forward fold. Come back to center. Take the left leg, reach your left heel to the corner of the mat on the left side, and step the right foot down. When you step the right foot down, turn the right toes out so you end up with roughly a 90-degree angle. Good. All right, so you're going to take the hands to either side of the left leg. Put it to the right heel. Okay, and then roll the right knee forward, roll the right knee back. Roll the right knee forward, roll the right knee back. 5 times. Roll forward, roll back, roll forward, roll back. One more. Roll forward, roll back. Stay rolling back. Plant your left palm to the floor and gently press your right thigh away, giving you more length through the inner right thigh and space into the hip joint. Start to release. Draw the right heel back. Good. Legs are roughly 90 degrees. Square over your left leg. Left hand to the floor, right arm up, and gently start to fold forward. Inhale. Take it back up. Keep the legs as they are, and twist to the right. Side bend over the left leg. Press your left hand to inside the left leg. Raise your right arm up. Good. Now, you might want to elevate and sit up on the block because you're having trouble. Right? So if you elevate and sit up on the block, it's going to be easier for you to sit up taller. Right? Good. You feel the difference? So, left hand to inside the left leg, right arm overhead. Fantastic. Now see if we can rotate some more the other direction. Yeah. So start with, let's say, think about sitting up tall in this position, facing and going to the right. Line up your shoulder with your arm. And from there, side bend and fold. There you go, better. And start to make your way back up. Take the left hand to the floor, if you can reach comfortably. Okay, right arm forward, soften your right elbow. Draw the right elbow back. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, draw the right elbow back. Exhale, twist to your left. Right elbow back. Twist. 2 more times. Right elbow back. Twist. Right elbow back. Twist and stay twisting. See if you can use a resistance of left hand pressing down to give you more leverage to twist deeper to the left. And square back to center. Take the right foot. Step the right foot down. You can stay on the block. And let's twist to the right. You can take the right hand to the floor, left hand to grab the right knee and twist. Square back to center. Press your right arm to the inner right knee and use our resistance to press to twist your your left. And square back to center. Let's switch sides. So let's come off the blocks first. We did this first part without the block. Right foot forward. So the right heel is shooting to the corner of the mat on the right side. Good. Then step the left foot down. And then turn the left toes wide enough so they end up roughly with 90 degrees. And you want the foot to be far enough forward so that you can comfortably pivot to the heel. Then frame your leg with your hands. You want to just make sure that the arm is out of the way of the knee. Good. Pick up the left. Yeah, good. Roll the left knee forward. Roll the left knee back 5 times. Roll forward. Roll back. Roll forward. Roll back. Forward. Back one more. Forward. Back. Stay rolling back. Plant the right palm to floor for support and gently press your left thigh away. And start to release. So this is where, let's sit up tall onto the block. All right, we're going to carry the left heel back. Okay. So we fold over the right leg first. Right hand to floor, left arm up, and fold over the right leg. You see how this elevation helps to tilt the pelvis forward. So what happens is if your hips are really tight, right? Because if your hips are tight, your torso tends to lean back. And so for you to lean forward, you're going to end up rounding the spine to come forward. So you really don't have to weight join forward, right? Because of this tightness. So by elevating, lifting the hip structure higher, you can tilt forward much more easily because now you're really relying on the hip joints as opposed to the roundedness of the back, right? So this elevation really helps. All right, inhale, come back up, keep the legs as they are, and twist to your left. That's right. All right, square back to center. So the way to do it is you want to face diagonally to the left. That's right. As if you extended the leg out, you're lining up the torso over that leg. Press your right hand to inside the right leg. Raise your left arm up and then slide over to the right. Good. Keep using your right hand, pressing to the inside of the right leg for resistance, right? And then also to give you some support there. Keep reaching. Good. And make your way back up. Step the left foot down. Left hand behind you. Wrap the right arm around your left knee to twist to the left. Come back to center, counter twist. Press your left arm to inner left knee and twist to the right. Come back to center, and then let's come off the blocks once again. And legs forward, separate your feet about mat's width. Let's go forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach forward. So think about keeping lengthiness of the spine. Keep tilting forward. Once you start to round the spine, then you need to stop. Then you move the arms, and wherever your arms end up connecting with your legs, that's where you hold. Inhale, lengthen, and then with that, pull against your legs to see if you can keep tilting forward with the length of your spine. Good. Keep working there. All right, once you start to feel like you're rounding, then you need to stop and come back and just stay there. And then just keep progressively working forward wherever you end up. Good. And start to release. Step the feet down with your hands supported behind you. Again, you're on your heels. Have the feet about mat's width. You're going to windshield wipe your knees side to side. Good. So there's a very nice, easy, gentle way of bringing movement to your hips, to your lower back. All right, come back to center, step the left foot down. You can have the left foot slightly further forward so that you can take right ankle on top of the left knee and then step the foot in and sit up tall. Make sure you flex your foot. That's right. Anytime you're taking this figure four shape, you need to flex your foot. All right, going into your hip joints here now, right? So the key to flexibility is, and this is important. You want to take a pose and then hold on to it for a while because the muscles require a little bit of time to release, right? And so what you'll notice is when you first come into your pose, you might feel a lot of tightness. But then as you breathe into it, you start to feel like, okay, my muscles are releasing, and you get deeper and deeper. It gets easier. And then you get to a point where you feel like, okay, I can intensify a little bit. Then you can always intensify a little bit. So it'll probably take a few breaths in before you get to that openness, right? So make sure you take your time. And then once you're ready, drop the knees over to the left side. Seated spinal twist. Okay, right hand behind you, left arm is up. That's right. Twist to the right. Hook the left arm to outer right knee. Good. So again, when you first start, it might be a little bit tight, and so you get to wherever you get. Once you get to get through a few breaths, you might be able to press a little bit more with your elbow and use that resistance to go deeper in. You may or may not, right? Depending. All right, release, come back to center. Keep the legs as they are. Counter twist to the left. Come back to center again. Hands behind you. Lift the legs back up. Extend the left leg forward. Then take the sole of the right foot to inner left leg. Left hand to the floor. Right arm is up and forward fold once again. But this time, let's take the outside of the left foot or left leg if you can. Re-lengthen your spine, so always coming back to that lengthiness. And once you have that, then you can deepen by hinging at the hips, but honoring that lengthiness of the spine. It's just not about necessarily like how low you can go. It's about the quality and the integrity of the pose, right? If you can maintain the lengthiness of the spine, and when you draw forward, you stretch your lower back, that's where you're getting the benefit. If all you're doing is rounding, right? That is just in your spine. That's what your spine is supposed to do, round, right? You're really not getting the stretch of the lower back when you round your spine. All right, inhale, come back up. Keep the legs as they are, and a counter twist again to the right. Then press your right palm to floor. Pivot to top of the right shin. Step the left foot down and extend. Reach. And so, Andrew, you might want to watch this first. Then you're going to thread the right arm underneath. You're going to lay your torso on top of your right leg as you twist and then bow forward. That's right. Good. So there's a rotation happening within the spine. There's a nice stretch through the outer arm, through the left shoulder, across your left shoulder blade, and then down the lower back on the right side, through the right hip, through the right leg. This is a contralateral twist. All right, lift it back up. Re-extend first, and then lower the feet back down. Switch sides. Right leg forward. Sole of the left foot, ankles to knee first. Step the right foot down. Left ankle on top of the right knee, and then step the right heel in and sit up tall. And make sure you flex your left foot, and the first couple of breaths is just for adjustment. And then once you get in a little bit more, and you're feeling for more openness, then you can deepen. Maybe sitting up taller, or maybe pressing your hands a little bit more strongly to the floor to lean your torso forward a little bit more actively, or maybe even feeling like you're drawing the shins toward you a little bit more energetically. Right? So there are subtle things that you can do to go deeper into the pose. All right, then when you're ready, drop the knees over to the right side. See the spinal twist. Left hand is behind you, right arm is up and twist. All right, so first couple of breaths is just getting the body into place. And once you get a couple of breaths in, then you're ready to deepen. Use more resistance of the right arm against your left leg. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, counter twist to the right. Come back to center again and lift the knees back up. Then extend the right leg forward. Sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Ground evenly, right hand to the floor, left arm is up. Inhale, lengthen. Slightly rotate to the right as you reach forward. Keep the lengthiness of the spine. Once you have your maximum, stay there. And maybe left hand grabbing anywhere to the outer right leg. Then re-extend your spine because chances are you may have rounded already. And then go for more depth. Okay. And so in time, as you gain more flexibility, you'll start to feel like you can lean forward more easily, right? It will take some time. Feel it like that. So you have to keep fighting it, right? So you have to make sure, okay, if you go too far and you're rounding, you have to come back to wherever you're straightest, lock into that, and then just gently sink, hinging at the hips ever so slightly to go forward a little bit, right? Keeping the integrity of the lengthiness. Once you get there, you take a breath, and you go a little bit more. So it's about the incremental movement that could be monumental in how it feels internally, right? So for someone who's tight, this much movement could be a lot, right? So that's the key, you know, everything is relative. If you're tight, every tiny movement is going to be a dramatic sensation, right? And so you have to just honor whatever that is. All right, inhale, come back up, keep the legs as they are, and then counter twist to your left, the other way, now. All right, and then reach your left hand further back. Pivot to the top of the left knee. Reach your right arm up and extend. Good. Reach, reach, reach. And then you're going to thread the right arm underneath so you can lay your torso or the belly on top of the left thigh as you twist. And lift it back up and re-extend. Then take the feet back down. Come back to center. Legs forward, arms up. And let's forward fold again. So let's keep thinking lengthen it. Try not to round. Once you reach a maximum and you feel like you want to start to round, then that's where you stop. Once you stop, then you can move your shoulders, right? And move your arms to grab whatever it is that the hands land on. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bending at the elbows, pull with your hands up against your legs to get deeper. So wherever you end up, just incrementally, progressively, with intention, with integrity, move the torso forward into your forward fold. And start to release. And so hopefully you guys are home. You have blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use books. So let me show you how to use this. So you're just going to keep the block on the side. You're going to use your hands to the floor to help you support to lay onto your back. Then bend your knees, walk your feet in. Then press your heels down, lift the seat, and taking the block to the sacrum. So the sacrum is about 2 inches below your waist. So wherever your waistline is, about 2 inches down, will be like this flat platform at the base of the spine. So that's where you land your sacrum onto the top of the block. And you should feel very stable here, right? If you go to the lower back, you're going to feel like your tail is dipping down. It's not very comfortable in your lower back. So you got to make sure that it is low enough to be at the sacrum, okay? So let's everybody find the sacrum. Right, so let's everybody lay onto your back first, right? Walk your feet in. Press your heels down to lift the seat. Grab your block or your book or whatever, and then take it to the sacrum, and then release the sacrum onto the block, and you should feel very supported here. It's a solid platform that you're going to lay onto. And then once you have that, arms alongside. Yep, that's right. Let the palms face up so that your shoulders also are facing, are rotating to open. How's that feeling for you, okay? Now, for those of you who want to intensify this, you're going to extend the legs forward and let the legs fully extend out and keep the heels on the floor and just gently let the toes turn out so you can let the, yes. Right? So by extending the legs, now your legs are no longer supporting the hips. So you should feel a nice openness through the front and the top of the hips. Now, as you let the legs, the thighs, the knees get heavier and gently rotate outwardly, you're going to release all that tension and just let gravity help you open up the hips, open up the front of the quads, and the hip crest. Do you still feel well supported by the block? You don't feel like you're tipping or like you're falling off, right? Okay, good. Now then, for those of you who are looking for more hip opening, you're going to bend your knees and take the soles of the feet together and the knees apart and draw the heels in. That's right. And then just let the knees fall out to the side and get heavy. So now you're adding a hip rotation, right? So this is goddess pose with your soles of the feet together, knees apart in this position. So as you let the knees get heavy, just roll outwardly, that will give you outer rotation into your hips. So that's opening into the inner edges of your hip crease. You're opening to create space. So the back of the hips, right, are the glutes, the hip joint. It's contracting, and the front of the hips are opening, expanding. Of the pelvic structure. The front of the pelvic structure is opening, expanding, and the back of the pelvic structure is contracting. All right, now let's start to activate the legs again. Take the knees to draw up and step the feet down. Walk your feet about mat width distance and then knock your knees in toward each other. So now you're going the opposite direction. You're creating space in the back of the pelvic structure, expansion, and you're contracting the front of the pelvic structure. Now take the knees back to neutral, step the feet in about hips width. Good. Now keep the left heel down, pick up the right foot, and extend the right leg up to the sky. Flex your right foot and reach up. Good. Then point the right toes. Flex your right foot. Point the right toes. One more time. Flex and point. Come back to neutral, bend your right knee, step the right foot down. Switching sides. Pick up the left foot, draw the left knee in, extend the left leg out, and flex your left foot strong. And then point, flex, point, one more time. Flex, and point. Release to neutral, bend your left knee, step the left foot down. Let's switch legs again. Keep the left foot down, right ankle on top of the left knee, flexing the right foot just like we did earlier in the seated position. And then let the right knee get heavy as you draw down actively. It doesn't have to be too much, right? Just let the right knee get heavy, and that again goes into your hip flexors, goes into your hip joint. All right, pick up the right knee, step the right foot back down to the floor, and switch sides. Right foot planks down, left knee comes in, ankles to knee, left ankle to right knee, flex your left foot, and then let the left knee get heavy for the hip rotation onto the left side. All right, make sure you plant your right foot down firmly. Good. All right, did you notice that you were sickling onto the side of the foot? So you have to plant it down to support so that you can take that more correctly. All right, now to draw the left knee up, pick up the foot, step the left foot down. Now with both feet on the floor, press your heels down to lift the seat, and then take the block out of the way, and then slowly lower down and hug both knees in toward the chest. And then roll over to one side and come up to a seated position. Swing the legs back behind you. Walk your feet back down, back to down dog, and pedal out. All right, come forward into your plank. Lower all the way down to the belly. Reach your toes back, hands alongside the rib cage. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Elbows drawn back to engage your upper back, broadening your chest. Press your belly and your lower ribs to the floor. Press into your hands. Lift up a little bit higher. Press into your hands. Lift up even higher. Now go to your highest extension, right? Your deepest extension. If you need to keep your elbows bent, then keep your elbows bent. You just don't have the back bend yet. It's okay. Good. Now, when you take this back bend, think about retracting your shoulders back and lifting your sternum, your heart center forward and up. And that might lend you a little bit more broadening of the upper back. Good. And extend the elbows, lower all the way down. Take the hands into two fists and rest your forehead up against the fists. That will maintain a slight upper back bend happening here, right? So keep your lower ribs, keep your mid ribs reaching toward the floor, but the head is slightly lifted. I'll give you a slight upper back bend. All right, release your hands. Come up to Sphinx pose, your elbows are down. Grab opposite elbows to take shoulders width and take the forearms down. Also, check that you have 90 degrees with the arms, so this is your Sphinx pose. Turn the cheek to look over the right shoulder. So adding a rotation into your upper spine. Take it back to center, look over your left shoulder. Back to center. Turn your left palm in 45 degrees. Pick up the right arm, press your right palm to the floor. And again, draw the right shoulder back, press into your right hand, look past your right shoulder. So now you're lifting the ribs away from the floor on the right side a little bit as you twist. But keep your legs on the floor. So now you're adding into a mid-spine rotation. All right, release. Let's switch sides. Right arm comes down, turn the right hand in. Press your left hand to the floor. Lift the left shoulder, left ribs, and start to look behind you, past your left shoulder. Now, Andrew, if you walk your left hand a little bit wider, that'll give you better support. Let's try that. Right? A little bit better. It looked a little bit compressive when you had your hand in a little bit. All right, let's come back. Switch again. This time, left hand down to the floor, right hand back. Lift up higher if you can. Again, if you need to bend your left elbow. And then let's twist over to the right. All right, so notice we are progressively getting into a deeper and deeper back bend with a rotation. Bend your left elbow, square back. Press your right hand down, left hand slightly back. Lift up for the fullest extension of your arms, then press into your left hand for rotation. Bend your right elbow, release. Kick the left arm down again, turn the left hand in, press your right hand down. This time you're going to roll to outer left leg. Draw the right knee in and land that leg to the floor. So you want about 90 degrees with that right leg and flex your foot. So this is what we call a frog leg. And again, same thing here. Press your right hand down. Press your top of the left foot down to support. And then twist. Now you might remain here. For those of you who maybe have a little bit less flexibility, stay here. If you have more flexibility, you're going to bend your left knee, reach your right hand back to grab the foot and kick away. Release your left foot if you have it. Press your right hand down, lift the right leg, draw it back, and then switch sides. Right arm down, turn the right hand in, left hand to the floor, shift to the right hip, pick up the left leg, and then take 90 degrees with that left leg and the frog leg. Good. Then press into your left hand and twist. If you have more, bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand, grab the foot and kick the foot away to deepen that twist, and lengthening your left arm, left shoulder. If you have to bind, release it, step the left hand back down. Now let's come out, press into your left hand, lift the left leg, draw it back, square back, and this time we're going to lift to child's pose. Lift the seat, and very slowly, right? You've been taking a lot of back bends here and sustaining them. So go slow and stretching into your forward fold. Okay, walk your hands in, lift the feet up, tuck the toes under, and shift to your toes. This is extended malasana, which is like a yogic squat, and then fold forward here. So there's a very nice lower back stretch, hip opener. All right, so stay in that squat, walk your hands back in, lift the torso. So stay here for a second, I'll give you a demo. So in crow pose, right, normally we have the hands forward by about 1.5 foot, about shoulders width, palms flat, and we come into crow from here. right? Notice how the knees are to the back of the arms or to the outside of the arms squeezing in, and your hands are about shoulders width, right? So this is your traditional crow pose. Now, what I'm proposing now is what I call a leaping frog. So you're going to take the hands wider than your regular crow pose, and rather than taking the knees to back the arms, you're taking the inner knees, inner thighs to the back of the arms. Your knees are really wide. In fact, maybe your heels are separated like a frog. So what happens in here is you're getting stretch the inner thighs, inner hip joints, and you're letting the hips get heavy so that is a hip opener. So maybe you start out high and then you get heavy. Right? So I'm calling this a leaping frog. That's good. Right? You might even go forward a little bit with your hands. That's right. Let the knees stay wide, and you might even separate your feet a little bit first. Then shift forward and see if you can come into the balance of the leaping frog. Good. Flex your feet and let the feet be wide. That's right. Now, let the hips get heavy so you can start to get lower, and that will give you the hip opening. That's right. Good. All right, very nice. Good. All right, so now we'll take yogic squat. Let the feet be wide, toes turn out. If you can keep the heels down. All right, let's break. Hands to the floor. Lift the seat back up. Turn your heels out. And let the feet be about max width. And you just keep swaying the hips side to side. Loosen things up. All right, come back to stillness. Bend at the knees. Let the seat drop a little. And with that, lift the head of the upper back. So through a neutral spine. Make your way up to a standing position toward the front of the mat. So your feet are about max width. Okay? So, going to shift the weight to your right foot. Pick up the left toes. Turn the left toes out to an angle and keep the foot flexed. Then shift even out the weight between your left heel and the right leg, right arm up, and you're going to side bend to your left. So I'll give you a front view now. So we started here, lift, turn, and side bend. So now you're getting a really lengthy right side. And you're also getting a left hamstring stretch. Come back up to center, both arms up. Bend your right knee, pick up the left foot. Take the left foot to the outside of the right leg. All right, good. Take the hands to the hips. Keep a lengthier spine as you hinge forward. Tabletop. So get to the point that roughly your torso is about parallel to the floor, and that's all. Get the best of your abilities. Right? Because this takes a certain amount of hamstring stretch as well. And lengthening of the lower back. Start to come back up. Release your hands to balance. Bend your right knee. Step the left foot back. And just walk it out side to side. All right? Second side. Shift the weight onto your left foot. Pick up the right toes. Turn the right heel out. Keep the right foot flexed. Even out the weight between left foot and the right. And then side bend over to the right. Take it back to center, both arms up. Bend your left knee. Pick up the right foot. Right foot to outside the left leg. Hands to the hips. And then keeping the spine straight the best you can. Keep leaning forward to the best of your abilities to a tabletop, roughly about parallel to the floor with your torso. Start to make your way back up. Bend your left knee, pick up the right foot, step it back, raise your arms up, wrap the hands back behind you, interlace, draw the shoulders back, lift into a back bend. Come back to vertical, bend at the knees. Draw the torso forward as you dive forward, knuckles up and overhead. Yep. Bend your knees, reach your hands forward and up. As you lift it back, come back to vertical. Wrap the hands back behind you. Take the other thumb on top. Draw the shoulders back into a back bend. Come up, bend the knees to draw forward, and dive forward, knuckles up and overhead. Bend your knees, release your hands to the floor. Step the left foot way back, lizard pose. So keeping the right foot way to the side of the mat, turn the right toes out. Walk your hands slightly forward and then lower your forearms if you can. If you cannot, you can keep your arms extended and just keep working the hips forward and down. Well done. Good. All right, so this lizard pose is a very deep, powerful hip opener. Lift the elbows back up, walk your hands back in. Turn the right toes back forward. Dig the right shoulder underneath your right knee. Hands to either side of the foot. This is Kundiyasana 2. You're going to shift your right tiptoes and lift. Ground the palms to the floor. Kick the right foot forward. Right leg out to the side and channel under your arms. Good. Gaze is slightly forward. Tip the entire body forward. Left foot comes off the floor. All right, good. Keep the chest lifted and look forward. Look forward. Good. Shift the entire body forward. That's right. And then that's right. Right? So the key point is this. Once you set up and you kick the legs out, right? The elbows lining up of your wrist is not going to happen in terms of helping you lift the back foot off the floor. The entire body has to shift forward. So that means the elbows have to shift forward as well. And then to the point, the foot comes off the floor. Keep the chest lifted. Good. That's right. There you go. All right. All right, so you still have a second side. Let's not use it all up yet. Hands to the floor, step to top, down dog. Walk it out side to side. All right. Step the left foot forward this time to outside the left hand. Turn the left toes out slightly. Walk your hands forward about a foot, and then lower your forearms. Lizard. Good. Lift the elbows back up, walk your hands back in, turn the left toes forward. Start to dig the left shoulder underneath, hands to either side. Now you can actually walk your hand a little bit wider. And you want the hands to be slightly behind the heel. It's easier for you to then kick the left leg out to the side. Then shift high up on your tiptoes and lengthen out the arms. What that does is it gives you the space to release your leg out to the side. Then you can trot around your arms. Good. Lift the chest, look up. Okay, good. So it is easier if you dip the chest, right? Because then when you dip down, it's just like a seesaw. It helps you to lift the back leg. So what you want ultimately is one straight line. And the way to get that is to keep the chest lifted and look slightly forward. All right, so it's just the beginning. So You can always refine the pose. Try again one more time. That's right. Bend the elbows, yeah. You can bend the elbows. Ah, very nice. See, you're so strong, and you made it actually even harder because you stayed up so high. I can't even do it. So, you want your arms to be in chaturanga, which is roughly 90 degrees. So you don't have to be this high, right? So clearly it is possible if you're strong enough to keep it extended, right? But really it's about your chaturanga 90 degrees, right? That's good. Good. There you go. All right, let's break. Hands to floor, step the left back. Let's take it back to down dog. And walk your feet forward towards your hands. Take the feet down. Work a little bit more in hip opening. Keep the left leg extended. Pick up the right heel. Supporting from the underside of your foot. Good. Sitting up tall. Make sure you flex your right foot and lift. Draw the right knee back. Extend the right heel forward. Draw the right knee back. Extend it forward. One more time. Draw back. Extend forward. Then cross it over. Leg cradle. Arms underneath your right shin. Make sure you keep flexing your right foot. And do the best you can to sit up tall. And release. Right leg forward. Bend your left knee. Support the foot, the ankle from the underside. Sit up tall. Lift. Draw the left knee back. Extend the left heel forward. Draw the left knee back. Extend forward. Draw back. Extend forward. Leg cradle. Arms underneath the left shin. Make sure you flex the left foot. Sit up as tall as you can and keep drawing the shin towards your chest. Start to release. Let's combine both of those together. Heels together. And shift back and balance on your sacrum. And take both arms underneath. Heels together, toes apart, palms face up. Yeah. This is called blossoming lotus. Good. And if you can manage your balance without your eyesight, you can close your eyes. To open up your eyes again. Release your arms. Release your legs. Raise your arms up high. Forward fold. And then, so this is like the third or the fourth forward fold we've taken. Examine or take notice if maybe all the stuff we've done so far have helped you loosen up the lower back, the hips a little bit, so that wherever you are, it's either feeling like it's deeper because you physically have moved forward more, or it's easier because your hips are a little bit more open now, your lower back a little bit more open. So either is fine. All right, start to release, come back up, supporting with your hands, slide onto your back again, recline twisting. Left arm stays in, left knee comes in, and twist to the right. Square back to center, switch legs, switch arms, and twist the other direction. Come back to center again. Hug those knees in. And step the feet to the floor, sliding the legs forward, Shavasana. Final relaxation. Let it all go. Begin to draw the breath back in and start to move the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead, stretching in opposite direction. When you're ready, roll over to the right side and come up to a comfortable cross-leg position. Even feet, lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep, and let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing the practice. Now come up. Namaste. Thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Please do it again. Visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment. Simha Yoga Lab is the handle, and the 4-digit ID code is 8096. Costs are $10. If you're having a difficult time, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. I'm streaming on Instagram and on Facebook, and the videos have been uploaded to my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab. Please visit any of those platforms for class anytime. Be well, take care. I will see you soon.